Okay.
응답하라 여친. Go to the into the 실.
Back to the gang to the Jew. Hey. I feel like I haven't seen you in a hot minute.
Yeah, we've been busy.
Life, as always, super busy. I missed you.
I missed you too.
And, I was just thinking, I know this is going to sound weird. Not weird. I say weird shit all the time, so not weird.
And you always preface it with this.
And then I'm like, no, this is quite typically me. You're one of the prettiest people I know.
What?
Oh, like I was like, I think
That's so
I was
kind.
like, oh, Jane is so pretty. And I think,
I need to hear this on those weeks.
Yeah.
Right before my period starts. And
I feel like I was like, it's one of those things I think, but I don't actually say to you. And I wanted to verbalize it today. I was like, Jane's so pretty. Which
you.
also and you're always so like put together. Just like, which brings me to, I got here ahead of time.
I know, you did.
I said, hey, here. And you texted, I'll be right there. And I was like, chilling. Our producer, Blake, goes, hey, where's Jane? You're usually the late one. And I said to him, this is because he associates your put together look with put together qualities of someone being on time.
It creates an unconscious bias.
Yes, because we both acknowledge we've both been late.
Yeah.
Equally. See?
Equally.
See, Blake?
And I'm either like 20 minutes early or 5 minutes late.
Yeah, like
it's really hard for me to hit that.
It's the parking situation. Actually, I was so annoyed because there was parking right in front, and I hope you got it. You didn't get it, huh?
You know what? Because I knew I didn't want to risk that.
That's
so
what I did.
I'm coming down First Ave, and
the first thing you see, you took it.
I check my, I'm like, okay, block away, I can do that.
Yeah, just I'm happy to get a parking.
I don't want to turn around.
And then as soon as I'm like, oh my God, right in front of the studio.
Yeah, that's what you have to do
I
downtown.
Hope Jane gets it, but
oh my gosh, like driving here, I think it's because it only takes me 10 minutes on the freeway. But then the parking and driving takes 10 to 15 minutes. So I have to always...
The brain takes a hard time.
Yeah.
Like, technically, it's really close, but it's the parking and circling.
And in the morning...
here 10:40.
Yeah.
And
you're like, oh, I'm good. And
yeah,
I know.
The downtown Seattle life.
But we're right here. We're here. It's life-giving. The sun, and
today is an excellent, beautiful.
It is.
Day, and you noticed?
I noticed your fresh haircut.
Right.
I love this length on you.
Well, I asked for a trim, and I got a bob. My hair is shorter than you right now.
I think it is.
Shorter than your hair right now.
I think it is.
It is.
My hair is longer than it's been a few years.
Yeah. This is the longest I've seen your hair. This is the shortest I've seen my hair.
Your hair.
The way we yin and yang.
You know what?
In all aspects of life.
And I love the color. It's like reflecting our reply Yeochin sign. So it looks very. It goes with your sweatshirt.
The essence of us. So big things happening.
Yeah.
Why don't you lead the way?
Whew. All right. So have you been following this little bill? It's the TikTok bill.
It's the thing that everybody's
been making its way on Capitol Hill.
And this is what I do because I have not. I mean, I know obviously it's past Congress.
Yes, it's past the House.
Yeah,
and so now it's going to
go to the Senate. So that I know. And we do this like what, every 6 months?
It feels like it, doesn't it?
And it just feels like so redundant, but at the same time, every new time it feels like there's more. Like it's like little by little, it's advancing some way.
Yeah.
And I get very, I already have anxiety, but this would, if TikTok got banned, it would break my livelihood.
Yeah, I think you are one of those creators who's there.
Yeah,
right
and
now.
I don't know what it is about the format. And I've told you this before. I don't do well on Instagram.
Yeah,
I never really connected with YouTube, and TikTok was, I think for both of us, this organic thing we found we just kind of like did drink. And that's another thing. I think finding it during pandemic, like really was a very like. It was a place to go to have connection, right?
Yeah.
And so it would be devastating for me.
Yeah.
If it got banned. And also it just sounds like America banning a social media platform, I'm like, what country are we now living in?
Right. I just want to mention I'm wearing this sweater like for the aesthetic, not in the
your Americana flag.
Yeah, not in that like nationalist way. Okay.
Yeah. For the record, everybody.
Yes, for the record.
Jane is wearing a Ralph Lauren classic knit American
flag. It
flag.
just feels so good, and I thought it was appropriate for the topic because let's talk about.
You did wear it with the intent
for the aesthetic, and also I thought this is kind of fitting.
I
don't know why this spoke to me today.
Wear I've seen you with.
So historically, and red shoes.
Red, white, and blue.
Yeah.
Oh my God, you went full Americana.
I actually love Americana, and I love those colors together.
Yes, you do.
I have always loved that. But like starting from 2016, when you know who took office, it started to trigger me. Anything with
just seeing a flag,
the flag,
right?
stars and stripes would trigger me, and especially the last few years. And it's like at the same time, I'm like, you know, I'm American, and I love being American. I love being Korean American, right? And it's deeply unsettling to see what's happening.
Yeah.
In Congress right now, and you know, watching video after video, commentary after commentary, and you know, there's like a spectrum from shock to jadedness,
right?
About, you know what, guys, this is just the tip of the iceberg. We haven't seen anything yet, and that's very scary. And the one thing that gave me hope was the discourse that we had access to on TikTok,
right?
That we currently have access to. You know, it's not banned right now.
The founder was like, "No, Senator, I'm from Singapore."
I'm from Singapore.
Well, you Chinese. I'm like, oh my God, what year are we in right now? 2024.
Yeah.
And yet everybody ridiculed that, but it still keeps moving.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like that is, while we're all like, okay, this can't be real, while we all seem to have that sentiment, but it keeps making its way.
Right. Because I think there's a very fine line between the democracy that we want and then a government that can control and like overpower your rights, individual rights. And we read novels and we see like shows about these kinds of realities,
like
alternate Handmaid's Tale, that book Fahrenheit 451, like all, you know, and we're seeing it. All the
in real life,
the banned books, right,
Ugh.
in different states.
Right.
Thankfully, not here, but it's really unsettling, and it's really unsettling how last week, I think this time a week ago, I woke up to just my friends chatting and saying like, "Hey, this bill is in committee. They're voting on it today."
Ooh.
And I was like, "Today?" And I'm like, I know I'm not always tuned into news, but why is this the first time I'm hearing about it? Because that was intentional.
Yeah.
And the fact that it passed the House just like that, I was so surprised that bipartisan support, a lot of our Washington representatives, Democrats,
I actually
voted for
wasn't surprised by that because I felt like the people, it just goes back to how we always hire like so many old white people for these jobs, and they're so out of touch with and I wasn't surprised that it passed there because I already knew that they were showing the votes, and I was like, it's so like gonna pass there. But I guess like you were asking me, like, have I been following? I've tried not to because it just like it just triggers my anxiety to a level. But I should follow, even though it's uncomfortable and frustrating. I mean, but you've read more than I have, and what are your thoughts, having read more about what's going on?
I mean, the conversation is that what lawmakers are claiming is that this is a national security threat because this is a Chinese-owned app that sells your data, right?
So much. That pisses me off so much because Meta has been in constant breach of data hacking and like they've proven to have stolen our data and there's no repercussions for them. But like TikTok, because it was founded in China, that I can't help but feel that it's still that old racial rhetoric.
Yeah.
I literally get visuals of like Chinaman, like history.
It's the threat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yellow Peril.
Such a good point. And because it's disruptive, that app. Right? Yeah. It's disrupting these long-standing businesses and models, right?
Yeah.
We get to people and, one of the most common comments I saw was, that TikTok is the one place where it can mobilize people and unify people for the better, I would say, as well as for, you have your far right-wing stuff, but... Yeah.
The talk about Palestine.
Absolutely. That's like the one
anywhere
place.
Else, it's pro-Israel.
Yes.
But on TikTok, I actually get a lot. I know it sounds really crazy to say, but I have said, I get a lot of my news from TikTok because it's not through like a network.
I think so many people do now.
Yeah.
And that is harmful to the network news because they are upheld by all the advertisers.
Yes.
And big business.
And this Palestine situation really opened my eyes because my husband was the one to tell me, you know that you're not the general. You're the outlier.
Right.
Most people in this country are pro-Israel. And I was like, no way. Like in my FYP.
Most people following mainstream media. Yeah.
That was a shock to me because all I saw, and I know that it's has to do with who I follow. And of course I follow a lot of BIPOC creators and a lot of and I do make a lot of social commentary. So what aligns with me, is pro-Palestine, right? But what I didn't realize, my husband was the one to actually have to remind me, the general consensus in this country backed by major media is pro-Israel. If you were talking to people in the office, babe, you would find out that most are pro-Israel.
Yeah.
And it's also because there's like laws that ban you from talking poorly about Israel. Did you know that? Like I found out, I'm like...
Yeah. Oh, well, they passed a law like that in Congress. Like it was like it didn't actually do anything, right?
Right.
But they were so quick to pass it.
And that just goes to show how many a lot of Jewish people that are Zionists are working in government and working in high places, and they're able to put their 2 cents in where there is major influence.
Right. And it's about who controls the narrative. And TikTok is the one place where regular people
who are going to actually going to Palestine and risking their lives to bring us coverage of what's real.
And there were times I just had to stop scrolling because it was so close.
Yeah.
It gave me, I had to put my phone down. Because I'm like, I literally,
children.
What is between me and people in Gaza right now showing us live what's happening. Okay, at the same time, I'm looking up, my news sources.
Yeah.
Nothing. Or just very stale language.
Right.
About
I saw the
reality of
language.
The brutality happening. So, it is a threat. It's a threat to a government that wants to control.
And not to mention, there are a lot of creators making money on TikTok that have become dependent. I actually know creators who have told me they quit their day job.
Yeah, corporate. They're leaving corporate America
to go full-time content creating because of TikTok.
Yeah.
I don't know what they would do if they...
I know.
I mean, I'm not a big fish on there. I make very minimal, but
I feel the same way about this. Is like I would lose a hobby, a pastime, an avenue of income, but
it wouldn't be the end of the world for us,
right?
Because
we have a lot of
we have like our family's number one priority. TikTok was a nice to have, but still, it was this organic thing where we weren't trying to become influencers, trying to push. That's not how we started. We were just like storytellers sharing our lives.
Yeah.
And so to the idea that could be taken away, it just, I can't believe where we are now.
Right. Right. It's the people who are in power trying to take something away. You're taking away voices.
Yeah.
And incomes, livelihoods.
Yeah. And this whole
really
push that they're able to gain so much momentum is because China is going to destroy our government. China is going to steal secrets from us. China. I'm like, but look at what our own government has done to us. They've lied. They've it's been our own people.
Yeah.
Meta had the whole like they impacted the elections. It's not outside things we have to fear.
Right.
We have enough to worry about within our own country.
Yeah. And the quality of content that I get on Meta.
Oh, it's so stale. I don't even go on there. Do you?
You know, sometimes I'll go to mindlessly scroll, but it's always stuff that comes from TikTok.
Yeah.
Right?
Or like, you know, like back when we used to use it, it was like memories, right? Like when you used to post
when it truly used to be people connecting with people.
That's how
the old days of Facebook. Yeah.
I don't know. How real do you think? I know that it's gaining momentum and going it just gets a few steps ahead to more like, and they're so what makes me so like shocked is how obsessed they are with this app.
Right.
When there is a freaking genocide.
Yeah.
And so many things going on, but they have this chokehold on TikTok. It's a freaking app where mostly people just goof around.
Right. And it's like a prime example of if they wanted to, they would. If they want to take action on something, they will.
Yeah.
Like something that springs up what seems overnight.
And did you see that Trump?
Yeah, he has said,
now
he's
all
for
about
it.
money. It's all about, it turns out one of his donors backs TikTok, so now he switched. It was never about like doing the right thing or protecting this country.
No.
It's all about who's funded by Meta.
But that is scary.
Yeah, money.
To me.
It's all capitalistic moves. And the biggest gripe that U.S. has about TikTok is not being threatened for our national security, but that it hasn't been able to have money out of TikTok.
Right.
It makes them so
they want a piece of that pie.
Yes,
and they want it all.
That's what it's really about. There's like a tantrum-filled child that didn't get the candy. You know, like it's on our land. Why am I not making more money off of it, right? It was never about national security.
No.
If it was, Meta wouldn't exist.
No.
Meta has had so much pull in our election and done so many shady things that has actually been proven, and nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing happened with them. Zuckerberg gets away with everything.
Yeah.
Zuckerberg is actually a really great name. But yeah, I don't know. Jane, you'll be fine. I don't know what I'll do.
How much time do you think a day you spend on TikTok when you're accounting for
I'm on there
scrolling
daily.
Yeah, you're on there daily.
I make daily content. Actually, I'm not scrolling that much.
Okay.
I don't spend too much time scrolling. Sometimes people have to tell me what's going on TikTok. I'm mostly storytelling day to day. And I'm not backed by any brands or anything, so it's not like I'm doing it for money, but it's just I think I'm as real as I can be on a social media platform. And like you said, I don't do that on Instagram because it started as a place where like too many
the algorithm
real
doesn't favor on Meta or Instagram, the off the cuff kind of stuff.
And I don't want to talk to real people I know.
Yeah. Yeah, we were saying that on Instagram and TikTok it's very different in terms of our followings and communities there.
Because you can say what's on your mind and connect with people that are having those same, like, that's what they've been thinking about.
Right.
And it reaches them.
It reaches them. The algorithm is very good in that way.
Yeah.
It's going to get to, you know, the
and
right
that's what
the
they
right
really
people.
want. That's what the US really wants, is that algorithm.
Right. Right.
And this is like their way to, it's so evil if you think about it.
It really is.
It's so manipulative.
What was so manipulative was, I think, the day after or last week when Biden gave his State of the Union address.
Yeah.
They had invited TikTokers. The White House invited TikTokers.
Really?
To be there.
Oh.
To cover the address.
I get it.
Right? Yeah. To create organic content. Of course.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but I think it was happening simultaneously, right? But that was the one of the big ironies.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like they recognize
the pull.
What an effective tool that is to reach people. Because who tunes into the State of the Union?
Exactly. And did you see Nancy Pelosi? We don't want TikTok. We don't want TikTok to not TikTok. We want it to tic-tac-toe.
What does that even mean?
It's so embarrassing.
Yeah, it is embarrassing. It's
Why
embarrassing.
do we have to hire these old people to work for us? We need to get some new blood. Oh my God, it's so embarrassing.
I know.
I don't know. I mean, I will go on. You will go on.
Yeah.
But it's the idea that America is supposed to be this place where we're not censored.
Land of the free.
Right.
Free speech, free press. I know. It's really disconcerting. And, you know, I tried not to go down the rabbit hole too much.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
But again, the way that the TikTok algorithm works is you like one video or you comment on one thing, and that's what it keeps feeding you.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Here's the thing, though. I think the only thing that can get me off the app is like a ban like that.
Right. They will literally have to take it out.
Yeah, gotta force it. Yeah, out of my hands.
Well, you know what's funny to me is so I got that notice. I'm sure. Yeah, talk to your
like
people.
the home screen.
Right.
Effective tool.
Yeah, but what made me annoyed was like TikTok banned me.
Yeah. It's
kept reminding me how permanent the ban was last year.
Yeah.
And so for them to now tell me, don't let us get banned is a little bit.
Well, they are also a huge money-making app and company, right? So we have to recognize that. But
right.
Yeah.
The irony was
I
not
hear
lost
you.
on me. I was just like, you want me to do what? And that's the thing. That's the thing.
You want me to do what for you?
You want me to speak up for you?
Yeah. Because you're going to get banned.
Oh my. And I'm not the only one. I saw that kind of content from a lot of other creators that I follow. They're like, you want me to do what for you?
Yeah.
After you did what to me? After how many CGVs you've given me? Oh my God. And the whole creative program. Are you in the?
I think so. I don't know.
I love how you don't even freaking know.
I know.
This is how you know Jane doesn't make money through the app, but through other means. I'm always like checking.
Oh yeah.
And what's funny is like it'll like be high, and then it'll keep dropping.
Yeah.
Because they keep throwing CGVs on my videos.
Oh my gosh.
So then it deducts.
Have you gotten what CGVs are community guideline violations? Have you gotten more recently?
I've had to appeal it, and the appeals have come. Okay. Some have been overturned, some have not. Yes, I have.
Were there reasons for them?
One of them was about what's his name? Benny Blanco.
Okay.
And did you see the whole Jolly Bees?
Yes.
Yeah, so I made a video You know what's funny?
But he said he didn't like it, right? And
he threw up on camera.
Oh my gosh!
And no, but the most hilarious thing was not only did he throw up, but like he turned it off and then like returned it on to make sure he got. Oh wait, camera's recording. Like,
oh God.
And caught that part of it on.
Yeah.
Also, he just looks so musty.
Yeah.
Just, it's
yeah.
And again, it's not about appearances until that seems to be projected into who you are as a person. Anyways, but funny thing, I have way more Filipino fans. Than Korean fans.
Yeah.
My
Filipino American fans or in the Philippines?
Actually both.
Yeah, I have some fans in the Philippines too.
I feel like right now my top tier fans are Filipinos from Philippines. And they're and the number one question I get asked, what's your favorite Filipino food? No, nobody ever asked me what's my favorite Korean food.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh my God, my own people don't even like me.
So what is your favorite Filipino food?
Sinigang.
I really want to try that.
You haven't tried it at all?
No, I don't think I have.
So it's this tangy, sour soup.
Yeah, I've seen you make it.
Yeah.
And your mother-in-law was cracking up.
Yeah.
She's like, you put carrots in there?
I got shamed. I'm never going to call what I make sinigang again because I make it out of a packet. I thought people understood the joke that I don't make it from scratch. And literally in the packet of this thing, it says throw in whatever protein you want.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I did that, and the Filipinos, you know what? I'm not even mad at them because if someone, one time, oh my God, I didn't tell you this story. One time I had a crazy roommate who was like, I'm going to make you miyokgo because you just gave birth. And I was like, okay, cool.
Yeah.
How endearing. She threw kimchi in there.
No. What? Kimchi miyokgo.
She put kimchi in miyokgo, and I was like, I love kimchi and everything. However, miyokgo, no. Like there's some things you should not do.
I have to have cold kimchi with miyokgo
on the side.
On the side.
You cannot throw it. So this girl,
is this how she made it? Is this how she grew up eating it? What was her thought process?
She was explaining to me that she grew up. It tasted bland to her. She tried to make it, and she didn't. And
it's supposed to be a little bland.
Yeah, exactly. The whole idea is that it's pure seaweed soup, right? That's
broth,
why it's so
clear broth.
Yeah, it's just the taste of seaweed. So because it tasted bland, she thought of throwing kimchi in there, and I was like, I have never thought of that combination in my life.
It's like what I imagine. Sometimes kimchi, if I have just one bowl, sometimes kimchi it goes in the soup, and then I get that tang with it while I'm eating a bowl of it.
In your own bowl.
Yeah, in my own bowl. That's the taste that I imagine.
Or like right?
Right.
Throw in
sometimes kimchi goes in there, or kakdugi you put in there.
But she was boiling it, and I was like, and I felt so bad because, okay, she was genuinely trying to do a good thing, obviously. But when I saw it, I got mad.
I can imagine you.
Why? I felt like it was a waste of miyok. I felt like it was a waste of kimchi.
Yeah.
I was like, in hindsight.
Was it good though?
It did not taste terrible.
It wouldn't taste terrible.
But I didn't like it.
Yeah, and the texture.
And so, I don't put seaweed.
No.
We're not even talking about the dry seaweed. We're talking about the very slimy seaweed with kimchi. It's not how it's supposed to be. Yeah. Anyways, so that's why I was like, okay, you know what? The Filipinos are mad at you because you just threw a whole. I feel like my offense wasn't as great, but I can respect that if you want a recipe put out there, you got to do it the right way.
Yeah,
I can respect that.
Yeah.
However, I made it very comedic, and I'm like, look at me using this recipe from generation, and I pulled out the packet. Yeah. Obviously, I'm not serious.
Yeah.
But apparently that wasn't conveyed enough. Anyways, so for a minute, the Filipino, actually they were torn. Not all the Filipinos hated me. Some Filipinos were like, this is the essence of Filipino because you use whatever you got
modifications.
To cook. Yeah. So all the Filipinos were torn. But anyways, I own it. I want to respect my Filipino, fam culture and all that. So I backed off from making sinigang. I can make a good ass sinigang. I'm just not gonna.
Yeah.
I'm just not gonna mess with it right now because I'm gonna let everybody cool off. But yeah, the whole miyeokguk kimchi thing made. Like usually with kimchi, you could almost throw in anything.
Yeah,
but miyeokguk,
you should do a TikTok like, oh, I'm gonna make miyeokguk today, and then at the end, and then I'm gonna add some kimchi in there, and that'll really get all the Koreans riled up.
That would be the viral hate video.
Yes, yeah.
I should do
if you want to bring that upon yourself.
Let me tell you about the time that this crazy roommate made me kimchi miyeokguk.
Oh.
I don't know why. It didn't taste terrible, but like it just does. It's wrong.
Yeah.
It feels
it's wrong.
so wrong.
It's wrong.
Yeah. Anyways, that was. Yeah. I don't even know how we got there. How did the sinigang? Oh,
we're talking about your Filipino fans on TikTok. Yeah.
But what is your favorite Korean food? Did we ever actually talk about that? One dish.
Naengmyeon.
Oh, that was quick.
Yeah.
I love naengmyeon.
I love
물냉면, 비빔냉면. 물냉면.
Always 물. I'm a broth girl.
Yeah.
So I love any dish with broth. So I'm broth over jjigae.
Broth over jjigae. Oh, but jjigae is broth too.
But jjigae is more stewy.
Oh.
It's more like 건더기's,
Oh. So
I like
설렁탕
설렁탕 over like
kimchi-jjigae.
Yes, all the way. And I love kimchi, but some people don't like kimchi fresh. They like it cooked, but I'm the opposite.
I love fried kimchi.
Fried kimchi, I like kimchi jeon, but I like kimchi jjigae. I'll do that only when I need to use up kimchi. It's not like I don't love it.
So I will buy Costco kimchi
because it's already
and kind of not as well seasoned. And kind of I'll use that for kimchi.
That's a good one because it's already almost a stew.
Yeah, I won't use the namdaemun kimchi.
No,
I save that for like.
Although I have like a lot of namdaemun kimchi, like I have different batches of it.
Oh,
so because like one gets too like becomes 묵은지. So then I buy a new jar.
Yes.
So then I have one in the back of my fridge.
Yes.
For weeks I'm like, that's kimchi-jjigae kimchi, but I haven't gotten to it.
Do you ever just eat rice with fried kimchi?
No, I eat rice with just fresh kimchi. I should try it with fried.
Try fried kimchi with sesame oil. It's like my favorite thing.
That's how my mom would put kimchi in my toshirak.
Yeah,
because she said it was too smelly to go fresh. She was like, people will complain about the smell. Frying it in sesame oil will kind of kill that.
So you had that
sharpness
when you were going to school?
When I was in high school, yes.
Wow.
Yeah. The doshiraks that was a stacked.
Wow, we really are different generations.
Well, I went to a school that was majority
Korean.
Asian.
Yeah.
And so I sat with my little group of like
totally
Korean
did the
friends.
Korean toshirak.
I did. Yeah, when I was in elementary school, I would get like icks and stuff if I brought food. But by the time I graduated high school, like our community was so many Asian Americans there, that it wasn't that much of an issue. But still, my mom refused to pack me kimchi, and I loved having kimchi for lunch.
True. It does smell less.
So I think it never was my favorite because I would have always preferred the fresh. So that's why I never. It doesn't occur to me to do it, but because it always.
I love fried kimchi.
Frying it was like to mute the smell. Yeah,
that's interesting. I never thought about it as a way to mute the smell.
Yeah.
That makes sense now. But I love fried kimchi, like freshly fried, and it's like hot.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I'm a fat girl. My mouth is watering just thinking about it. Did you go to Taeho?
I did go to Taeho. This is this new, it came from the Bay Area for our listeners, a galbijjim place, braised Korean short rib place. I went for my birthday with a couple of my friends.
Oh, nice. So how long was your wait?
We got there at 3:30. We left our house. We left Seattle at 3:30, got there just after 4, and then we waited in line. They opened at 4:30, and then we were able to make the first seating. Oh, you're so smart.
You did it. Yeah, you were already ready.
Yeah.
Oh.
So I didn't eat like, lunch that day because I knew we were going to have an early dinner. Mm-hmm.
We waited an hour and it's still, okay, what is the grace period for calling it a soft opening? I feel like they've been open.
Yeah, I feel like it's a week, 2 weeks.
Haven't they been open for since January?
That's what I thought. What was the difference between soft opening? Because once they open, they're open.
Soft opening is basically, I feel like a way to get grace from people because they're like saying we're still training our people, we're still getting our system down. But I'm like, okay, I feel like they opened in January and it's now March. Like, I don't think you should.
It's been a good 6 weeks.
Yeah, you should. You have had plenty of time to get your shit together.
Did they not have it together?
They still have the signs. I felt like it was an hour wait.
Did you guys sit in the first seating or did you wait?
We waited. I went in and did the wait list.
Got it. Okay.
Through Yelp. But you can only do it once you get there.
Once you get there. Okay.
And so once we put our name in, it took, but yeah, like we didn't get all our utensils right away, that kind of sort of thing. I'm like, okay, you're definitely acting like a soft open. I mean,
we did have to ask for we ordered like the galbichim and the what is that called? Suyuk.
Oh,
the boiled beef in the broth.
Yeah,
I think it's suyuk.
Okay.
And it kind of comes like in cheonggol style, like in a big pot. And we had to ask for bowls because it didn't come with bowls, and so just kind of those types of things. Yeah.
But it was good.
It was good.
How many of you were there?
Just 3 of us. They were like, that's a lot of food that you're ordering.
It was
a
lot.
Well, I know, but they don't have like different sizes or
right. So that was the thing.
I'm not going to go there and just try one thing.
So that's the kind of thing I liked it. It was definitely good, but I didn't miss 남대문 식당 though. And part of it was they had like everything.
Yeah.
They had 오징어 볶음, they had 보쌈, they had a whole variety of things.
Yeah.
And I kind of also liked it because it wasn't like everybody's favorite.
Yeah.
Because
I like those places where you can go and there's no wait. They know who you are.
Yes. I had my waiters that liked me, knew me, and so now it's like this long. Pros and cons.
That era is ending. That era is ending where these mom and pop restaurants, immigrant owned, can be successful. Yeah. It's like you can only survive if you're a teho.
Yeah.
That is a chain, a franchise, and you have, you're part of a restaurant group.
Yeah.
And then it's it's like double-edged sword. The reason why we have to deal with the long lines and stuff is because of the social media hype, right? And it's to the benefit of the business. I want to see a successful business, but at the same time, it's not like cheap anymore to go and eat a good, solid Korean meal.
Oh my God!
It has to be an event.
Yeah, and like Korean barbecue.
So expensive.
We went to, and Austin's not even like, tends to be a cheaper place, right? To like compare to Seattle for almost everything. In Austin, we had Korean barbecue. It was not all you can eat. 4 of us, I think it was like close to $70 per person.
Oh, I believe it. Yeah. That's like, crazy.
That's.
Yeah. I know.
Remember when we used to think like $59.95 for all you can eat
we
was
used
expensive?
And we used to have a $9.99 all you can eat Korean barbecue place in our hometown, right?
Those are long gone days.
Long gone.
Kalbi? Oh my God, just like a plate of kalbi.
Yeah.
You cannot find a plate of kalbi below $29.99.
Yeah.
Isn't that insane?
That's
like a plate
crazy.
Which is merely 2, 3.
Yeah.
3 things of kalbi.
Oh, yeah. Like kalbi sundubu combo at Chodang, which is where we like to go in Bellevue. It's $40. One person can eat that. Of course, it's like true. For us, we make it feed 3 people.
It's
right?
true what they say. Like they say the new $5 is a $10.
Yeah.
It really be fucking like that though.
Oh, I know. This, coming back to TikTok, this is why so many people found a little bit of financial relief by finding ways to monetize and make a couple $100 extra a month.
That little, like, and also finding hacks to eat at home.
Yeah.
You know, like doing things more.
I've learned so much about Korean food on TikTok.
Yeah.
Just like, because it used to mystify me. Because I was just so used to seeing my mom and, you know, going over to my grandma's, and I'm thinking like it's intense labor.
Now you got all the white people teaching you.
Now I scroll past those, but I can appreciate the reviews. But
yeah.
But it's just makes it accessible.
It
easy,
totally is.
You know, when you need a recipe for tonight, you know, just information. I get a daily diet of information and learning from TikTok, and
it just feels more like from your peers.
Yes.
Rather than you're being force-fed something,
exactly.
You know?
Yeah.
And then the irony of them trying to shut it down, saying that's what's happening. It's like, no, you hate the fact that there's, you know, autonomy for all of us. Ugh. I don't know what I'm going to do.
Autonomy is a threat.
Yeah. That's the true threat.
Yeah, it's a true threat.
And
when we can think critically and think for ourselves,
because
and make our own decisions.
It's really something to watch this change. You remember that 90s? We just accepted news as news. And now we are in an era where we're like, is that really what happened?
Right.
And it's been this. I for one am so thankful to have. I mean, I hate the term woke, but it really is.
No, really, because and going back to the issue of Palestine.
Yeah.
Right. The number you just expanded the number of voices you're listening to.
Yeah.
To get a fuller picture.
Yeah.
Like a more accurate picture.
Yeah.
Of what's happening.
And just
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's an asset to our generation, to our country, and to take it away in this manner, if it were to happen, it does feel like
we are really living Fahrenheit.
Yeah.
You know, the book version.
I hope it doesn't happen.
Yeah, it will not. We will manifest. No, TikTok. It can't. It's too un-American. At the essence of what it is.
Right.
Do we end on a sigh?
No, I mean, whatever happens to TikTok, you guys will find us.
Yes.
Reply Yeochin.
That's what.
On
good thing we at
all
least
the podcast
this.
platforms. Yeah.
Reply YC. Please tell us. No, don't tell us. Tell your friends about us. That we exist.
Yeah, and we would love to hear from you.
Yes.
So
send
DM us, email us. Questions, suggestions. We welcome it all.
Okay.
I missed you too.
Yay.